Well, hello, parents. My name is Dan Moderman, and I am your son or daughter's Honors 10 English teacher this first trimester here at Rockford High School. Because we don't have a face-to-face open house this year, I just wanted to, along with a short Google Slides presentation, make a short video to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing this trimester, and just welcome you and your son or daughter to the class. First of all, I really just want to say thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to teach your son or daughter. I take that responsibility really seriously, and I'm hoping that we'll have a good trimester together. Honors English 10 is a class I've taught for about 20 years now, and it's changed quite a bit from when I first started to where it is now. We do teach some of the same books and have some of the same concepts, obviously teaching mechanics and basic writing skills, but we've also made some changes to the class, I think, for the better. Well, this first trimester, there's basically 3 readings that we'll be doing. We're starting with, we did a couple of short stories on Monday, and the students did some assignments just to learn some basic analysis skills. And then we're going to start reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Their first reading assignment will actually be for next week, Tuesday. And we'll be reading that first and studying that as a piece of literature, but also as a introduction to social justice. And because our second unit is on that. Our second unit, the students will choose a book of their own, and it will be a social justice-oriented book, meaning that they're looking at a group of people or an organization or whatever that they feel is being marginalized or not getting equal treatment under the law in our country or in the world. And then they need to read that book. It can be a piece of fiction, it can be a piece of nonfiction, and then they will do a research paper. We're going to teach research skills, things like documenting sources, finding good sources, understanding bias, understanding how to use facts, how to use statistics, how to use expert opinion, etc. And then they'll be writing a paper on that. If their book that they choose for their independent read is a piece of nonfiction, they can actually use that as one of their sources. I have a lot of books that I'll be recommending, but you can be very involved in that as well and helping them find some direction as to what they should be reading. And then finally, we'll finish the trimester with Of Mice and Men. We really only spend about a couple of weeks on that. It's a very short book, but it's a great piece to teach some concepts. Along with reading, we're going to be writing an essay. The goal is to write 3 pieces, formal pieces this trimester, one on Mockingbird, then the research paper, and then a shorter one on Of Mice and Men. Also teaching them the concepts and rules regarding commas, semicolons, dashes, sentence fragments, run-on sentences, basic writing mechanics. And I try to do some interactive stuff, some stuff online. We're actually going to do some things like that tomorrow in class. So that's our trimester in a nutshell. I may have your son or daughter's Tri B. I teach Tri B of this class in the spring. So hopefully we'll be face-to-face then. But anyway, if you have questions about anything, the best way to reach me is through email or to send me a message on Schoology, and I'll get back to you usually within a day unless there's something going on. Also, I get the question about grades. I use a total point system, meaning that like an assignment like the assignment I gave the other day is worth 30 points. It's 6 paragraphs on these 2 stories, 5 points per paragraph basically. And the bigger the assignment, the bigger the score, and then the points are just basically added together and the average is broken down. In the presentation, I included the grading scale. I also get the question, how can I help my son or daughter in class? What's the best thing to do? One thing I think is to let them struggle. Let them struggle a little bit. Let them, when we do our first analysis paper, some of them are going to be frustrated because they've never done anything like this before. They've never had to analyze a piece of literature, a character, a theme, a method, and then write a thesis statement and pull quotes out of the book. And what does Mr. Moderman want? I just want to know what he wants. And let them muddle through a little bit. Let them learn from the mistakes that they make. I'll be here to help them. And I guess my advice as a teacher of 24 years and then also a parent of 4 children is so often I want to step in and I want to help them. And by helping them, sometimes I end up doing so much of the work for them, and they're not learning what they need to learn. And so that's important. The second thing is they're reading Mockingbird. Grab a copy of Mockingbird and read it with them. Maybe if they're reading Just Mercy or The Help or I'm going blank now. There are a number of social justice books that we'll be looking at. Just Mercy is like one of my favorite books of the last few years. So read it with them and have a discussion about it. And I'm always trying to get my kids and my wife to read the books that I'm reading so that we can talk about them. I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea to talk about these things so you're involved in what they're doing. And what better way than to read a book with them. So just again, a piece of advice, especially with the situation we're in. If you're a sports fan like I am, there's not a lot of sports on, more time to read. So pick up a book and read with them. But again, I just want to say welcome. I want to say thank you for the opportunity to teach your son or daughter. Thank you for trusting me with them. I will do my very best. There will be a short Google Slides presentation with this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you have a great year.